My name is Erica Brunson, client advocate at Neighborhood Defender Services and impacted parent.
My name is Tamia Govian, and I was adopted through Child Protective Services as a child. I was investigated by Child Protective Services as an adult. I adopted my biological sister through Child Protective Services, so I have touched the system, I'd say, in most every way possible. And I am now an advocate for family preservation and autonomy.
My name is Shalonda Curtis Hackett. I am an impacted parent and the community outreach coordinator at Neighborhood Defender Service.
Mandated reporting is problematic because it creates a barrier to trust between folks who need help and support and the people who are supposed to provide them with help and support. You can't tell someone that you're in need if that person then is required to report that to Child Protective Services. Neglect is frequently defined as a failure of a parent or other person with responsibility for the child to provide needed food, clothing, shelter, medical care, or supervision to the degree that the child's health, safety, and well-being are threatened with harm. So we're talking food, clothing, shelter, medical care, and supervision. All of the things that people go to social service providers for, right? So if you don't have the ability to meet those needs and those things are considered negligent, how are you supposed to win? Like, you're just setting yourself up for being caught up in the system. There's really no way to get your needs met.
After the report is made, they come knock on your door saying that they have a report, and they say that you abuse your child, and they're ready to do an investigation, and they knock on your door and they want to come in and they want to talk to your kids. And now you have a lot of people who don't know their rights that allow this to happen, because if you don't, the first thing out of ACS mouth is, I will come back with the police. ACS investigation is 60 days. So either 60 days they found it unfounded or you're indicated. And indicated means that ACS is going to be in your life for at least 6 months. At least. So that's 6 months of somebody coming to your house, looking in your refrigerator, talking to your children, being in your life. And somebody is sitting there telling you how you're supposed to interact with your kids, which makes no sense to me. The end result is a lot of heartache and pain.
Mandated reporting has a huge impact on Black and brown families. I mean, it's hard enough just to parent in general, but it's extremely harder to parent as a Black person in the United States. Our bodies, from the times that we were transported from Africa into this country, were not our own. If you are an indigenous person in this country and your land was taken away from you and your children were ripped from your arms and into camps, your bodies are not your own. So our country has this history of dictating how we birth, how we raise our children. So we'll always have this heightened awareness and hyper sensitivity to how we're raising our children, because we're always under surveillance. And we always have to be an exceptional parent. Mistakes can't happen, accidents can't happen, because we're always viewed as violent towards our children, as that's a trope in the United States.
I think what has happened is Child Protective Services has found a way of additional surveillance of families by forcing people and helping professionals to report.
And unfortunately, we've gotten into a space where carcerality is at the height, where that is what's necessary. Well, if we can find something wrong with you, prosecute you for it, then we can go backwards and then give you the support you need, versus the other way around.
When I think about someone being a mandated supporter, I think that's what all of the mandated reporters should be.
When I think about mandated supporting, it gives me hope.
Mandated supporting means what it is. It's supporting. It's community-based. It's community-centered. It's family-focused versus trying to find what's wrong with the family. If you need food, we're going to give you food. If you need shelter, we're going to give you shelter. If you need mental health services, we're going to do that without utilizing what your words against you.
Because mandated support, in my eyes, tells me that, oh no, we're going to keep this family together. And I'm going to pull from this family's village to help me keep this family together.
I don't think that anyone, goes into social work because they don't want to help people. I think people who have a heart for social work, for helping people, go into this particular field.
If I could drop any knowledge or wisdom to up-and-coming social work students and social workers, is that you need to go beyond the textbooks. Understand that those textbooks are written from a male-dominant white perspective, and they hold no weight in how communities are actually formed and made.
So if you're just going through the motions and you have this checklist of questions that you have to answer, but you're not actually listening to what the person, you're listening for those trigger words as opposed to listening to the content of what the person is sharing with you, you're missing out on an opportunity to actually get to root causes and help at a deeper level.
If you're listening, you can actually hear the individuality amongst all these stories and then be able to support folks in what they need. It may just be a listening ear. They may not need you to do anything, but people get so caught up in trying to be a savior that they miss the mark in where community can be made just by listening.
In all honesty, I think they need to sit down and talk with an impacted parent. Because these are the people you're supporting.
Get beyond the school. Go beyond the textbook. Go beyond what you think you know. Because once you start to get to know the community and us as actual people, then you will realize that what we need, we've already told you.